please clear up the cuck article you wrote?
I am not going to talk about
Again?
this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? F you for bringing this up right here and right now.
You have to announce you have high value. You don't. If you have to
Right.
remind people what you are, you just aren't. It's kind of like
Right.
those people
See-
that walk around being like, I'm so real. I'm so real. People can't handle the fact that I'm so real. They be the fakest ones. Moving on to the next set of cringe alpha males on YouTube who are the exact opposite of alpha males. Fresh and fit. These guys are a joke. I mean, granted, they don't have a past of putting in their on camera. You just said little and girls, but you really mean small women. Then there's a clip of him on Tim Pool saying this.
Women mature way more quickly than men, dude.
That's
way
just-
more
it's
quickly.
preference.
At
To
the
each their
age
own.
at age 15, women, they're basically women already.
I don't agree with that at all. That's sick.
Right? And it's like men hit their prime in their 30s.
35.
Why wouldn't a man in his prime latch on to a woman in her prime? Why not? That seems the most logical thing possible.
That's what.
I'm calling the cops,
Right.
sister. Dude literally just said women hit their prime at 15, men in their 30s, and it's normal for men in their prime to be attracted to women in their prime.
Yeah, no, there's nothing
for you,
normal
girl.
about that. Like, there's nothing normal about that. And what's crazy is, like, a lot of these motherfuckers be saying this shit. Man, the shit that's you could tell these motherfuckers are people just like incels that don't have kids. 'Cause if you're Yeah, what up? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another video. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers. Watch the video all the way through to the end and choose a link at the end of the video. If you're not subscribed, hit the circle. If you are subscribed, choose a playlist or the next recommended video, or don't do anything and just let the content flow. All right, so what we got today is a reaction video, and this reaction video is from Blair White. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with my content or if you are not, but I've reacted to Blair White videos before. She has an interesting perspective. I don't always agree with everything that she says because she's very conservative. She's a transgender, and you know, she comes with I think like a right-leaning type perspective, but for the most part, with a lot of things, in some situations, her commentary is very good and very useful. You know what I'm saying? And in other situations, it's like, nah. You know what I'm saying? But that's the beauty of the internet, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get to see what different people say and have a discussion about it. You know what I mean? So we back at the Jack Murphy situation, and I don't know if you guys have seen, but your boy did a reaction to Abba and Preach's video about Jack Murphy. Duke and Don actually did a live stream about the whole Jack Murphy incident, and I did a reaction video to the Dick Show about Jack Murphy. So for a real quick synopsis, if you don't know who Jack Murphy is a dude that was like one of these alpha male coaches type thing, and come to find out, he's an actual cuckold. Now, I think there's some new shit out about he's doing some weird shit on some sites. You know what I mean? Which, I don't know. So, one of the things that people had asked was that they wanted to do a live stream about the article that Jack Murphy had written. And I know one of my subscribers emailed it to me. Shouts out to Maya Wolf. But I'm not sure my email address, man. Like, I gotta look, I gotta check it. I haven't had a chance because I've just been trying to get so much content out. If one of my moderators can put a link to the article in the comments, because it might delete the link if you're not a moderator or if you're not a member. But if one of y'all can drop that link in there, I'll probably get that before I get my email. But I'm gonna keep trying though. Even if it's like next year, if I find it, we gonna do it. All right. I think she also goes into fresh and fit in this video. All right. So you already know what's gonna pop off with that. All right. So let's see what Blair White is talking about, shall we? Let's get it.
Could you please clear up the cuck article you wrote?
I am not going to talk about
Again?
this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? F you for bringing this up right here and right now.
Not standing up and showing my ass on TV.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Elizabeth-
Heartfelt.
Welcome back to my channel. First video of 2022, and we are starting it off with a complete shit show that has brought me endless entertainment for the past few weeks. It was the Christmas gift that keeps on giving even through the new year. And
Amen.
honestly, I've been waiting for all the events to unfold before I talk about this because it really gives me Jessica Yaniv vibes in the sense of if you
Man, that's
remember when
crazy.
that story was developing, it was kind of like every day.
If you guys don't know about Jessica Yaniv, I clearly have been pronouncing the name incorrectly this entire time. I did a reaction video, I think, to her video about Jessica Yaniv. She has a crazy ass live stream with Jessica Yaniv. If y'all don't know who Jessica Yaniv is, man, wow. That's a lot.
There was something new and you didn't know how it would keep getting crazier, but it just did. Today we're talking about the absolute hot rotisserie mess that is Jack Murphy and the
rotisserie
online
mess.
alpha male sphere, which is a community that previous to this Jack Murphy debacle, which I'm sure a lot of you know about it. If you don't, get ready. I never was fully aware of this community. I kind of vaguely was aware of it, but I didn't know it was so cringe and so full of charlatans and just the most ridiculous human beings. There are so many grifters and charlatans in that
know what that
community
is.
trying to sell manhood to men,
That's
which
facts.
first of all, let me just get ahead of this. It's equally as funny and cringe that they do that I'm sitting here talking about it, being who I am. And there are some respectable
I don't know
people
how that's
in the
cringe.
manosphere, as
Okay.
it's called. They're not all bad. They're not all little bitches like Jack Murphy. But if I'm calling you a little bitch and I was so bad at being a man, I became a woman, you know it's bad. So Jack Murphy is a self-proclaimed alpha male because alpha males definitely always announce that they're alpha males. That's totally the alpha thing to do. Who rose to somewhat internet celeb status, being on a bunch of different podcasts like Tim Pool, as well as for running a $99 a month subscription service that teaches you how to be a man, how to be an alpha male, called Liminal Order. You know, there's a word for people who follow alphas. I think they're called betas. And by the way, I want to make it known, I have no issue with male-only spaces. I think that masculinity is something that is demonized way too much, especially in Western culture. I mean, half the time you only hear the word masculinity when the word toxic is
Do you guys agree with that? Yes or no?
preceding it. So there's a stigma against being a man. And so I understand how there are these communities that pop up based on that, right? But it's also my opinion that if you have to call yourself alpha male, you simply aren't. The biggest problem with Jack Murphy running the subscription service, trying to
Yeah, I agree with that. If you got to constantly announce that you're an alpha, if you have to constantly remind your audience, like your audience or whoever it is that you're trying to put these impressions on, they should get that from you just by observing how you carry yourself. If you have to constantly remind yourself, then that means that you don't even believe yourself that you're an alpha. Because not only are you reminding the people that you're talking to, you're not even reminding, you're constantly trying to convince them, but you're also trying to constantly convince yourself.
teach men how to be manly men, though, is that he was exposed for being a literal cuck, a beta, and the complete opposite of everything he's portrayed himself to be.
That's
He is a
crazy.
power bottom. So this entire debacle started when Jack Murphy was a guest on the You Are Here podcast hosted by Elijah Schaefer and Sydney Watson. I've been a guest on the show, and actually the day this video drops, I will be on the show again. So Jack completely flipped his shit, lost his mind, had no control of his emotions, which is a very beta quality, right? And really mistreated
Facts.
Sydney for having the audacity to ask the super chat question from
Sydney
someone
Watson
asking
don't care.
him what's up with the cuck article you wrote. Because up until this moment, it was virtually unknown that before Jack began his grift as this super duper tough conservative commentator and alpha male and by my service, that he actually was a cuck and talked about it online and wrote articles about it. If you don't know what a cuck is, it's men who get off on sending their wives or watching their wives bang other dudes. So again,
Man, that's cool. How is that even possible? See, like some of this shit, like I don't even understand that. Like, how could? I mean, the motherfuckers must really get off on porn, but maybe they don't though. Maybe it's something that has to do with like, that's your wife. I don't know. I could never understand it. That's crazy, man. It's crazy that there's people like that in the world. It's crazy that that would do something for somebody.
Not exactly alpha. Insert clip.
Could you please clear up the cuck article you wrote?
I am not going to talk about
Again?
this. And basically, you know what? F- you for bringing this up right here and right now. Why are you doing this to me?
I didn't know that. I didn't know what it was.
She was lying.
Just use a little bit of common sense.
Sorry, apologies.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Elizabeth-
Heartfelt.
So, fuck you, heartfelt, is the kind of thing you say to someone who, I don't know, ran over your dog, stole from you, banged your wife. Well, he thanks you for that. But. So this article in question, for which he details, today I sent my adoring, loyal, hot, young girlfriend of 2 years to have sex with a stranger from Tinder. She is currently in his apartment, checked in with me via text, and is presumably her way to a good time. I'm alone writing. Couldn't be happier. Now, this article would be virtually unknown, especially to his customers who surely had no idea that this was part of his past and part of who he was, if he hadn't reacted with the emotional maturity of a college boy.
Young boys. I do like fucking college boys. Oh.
It gets worse. The internet started snooping and found that he has a long history of doing before doing this grift, which I don't have a problem with people who do adult work. I think that you're paying your taxes, you're a functioning member of society, what you do is on you. It's not for me, but what I do isn't for anyone else either. But I'm gonna keep this as PG as I can. It's the acts that he participates in the videos that aren't so alpha. The visuals are coming back. Ew. Let's just say he probably used my discount code at Adam and Eve to purchase the rather large objects that entered him
What?
on camera.
What?
Looking like Cuck Dynasty. And I'm going to say again, I don't judge these acts. Everyone's into different things. A lot of people are into things that are, you know, weirder to other people. But the alpha thing to do is own it and just be like, you know what,
Yeah.
I'm into some weird ish.
Just own that shit.
Get over it. Go
You know what
F
I'm
yourself if
saying?
you have an issue with it. That would be the alpha thing to do. However, he did the opposite. He tried to run away from it. There's a beautiful clip of him on Compound Media not that long ago saying this.
Is that your number one recommendation, Jack? For every man, number one, go to the
Number
gym.
one, start in the gym. Saving the world starts in the squat rack. Everything good in life starts by getting your ass in shape
much
and your
can you
life
squat?
together. Me, max, probably around 400.
So show your butt, since like
I
show
am
your
not
butt.
standing up and showing my ass on TV.
Like, that's not a projection. That's like a whole movie. And you know what? I considered not even dunking on him for any of this because I was like, whatever. The guy's into some weird stuff. However, he tried to get Sydney fired for asking that super chat,
I didn't
which
know that.
ultimately, you know, sparked the long chain of events that
I didn't know he went as far as to see. This is some new shit. This video is from January 6th, so this is a while ago. But you know, the people that I watch or whatever comes on my screen on YouTube, I didn't see any updates unless I just haven't watched any of the content or content creators that talk about this shit. And I might have missed what they said, but I didn't know he tried to get her fired, man. That's some sucker shit. You don't do that shit. Like, that's to me, that's the same shit as these motherfuckers that if you have an opposing opinion with somebody, you go and try to, you know, like take their channel down or something, or try to get them demonetized, like censorship. Like, that's lame. All she did was read a super chat. She didn't send the shit. What was she supposed to do? Not read it and fuck everything up for Blaze just because of him? If that's her job, which she got a YouTube channel and I'm sure she's getting paid off of it. I think Sydney Watson got like 600,000 or 700,000 subscribers, so she probably making pretty good money off her YouTube channel. But if she's doing that for additional money, she has to do their rules. And if their rules are that she has to read a super chat, now see, my thing is speculation, right? Like, I be saying that everybody giving Cindy a pass because I think that Cindy is smart. I think that she's sarcastic. I think she got like the little snarly kind of humor. So like, I don't think that she was dumb. I think she knew exactly what was about to pop off. That's just me though. But I wouldn't go and try to get somebody fired because of that. That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? This dude tried to get her fired. Man, he just creating this whole snowball of like just doing lame stuff. Like, really? Because she read a super chat? You should have handled that shit better, bro. Matter of fact, you just shouldn't have done none of this shit that you did. You shouldn't have done none of this.
have now gotten to this point where he's been exposed for all the videos and the strange acts. So if you're that kind of person that you're going to try to stop someone's bag and get them fired because they unknowingly offended you, you're a piece of shit and you deserve everyone dragging you. If Jack Murphy is a man, then I'm a woman. But it gets even worse because there are some actual predatory things Jack has done and said. So in one of the articles.
See, that's crazy, man. When it, like, we're in 2022 and like when it comes to gender shit like that, you actually have to do the math in your head. Like, you got to do mental math to understand gender comparisons nowadays. Because I literally had to stop and process that and switch roles and then switch them back and then put a negative number in front of the other one to actually understand what it was that she was saying. And we ain't talking about multiplication or math or word problems. Actually, this whole situation is a huge word problem. But you know what I mean? Man, that's crazy.
Articles he described tying up little girls, which sounds very strange, but you know what? If you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, you can say maybe he's into petite women, small women. Maybe he just said little and girls, but he really means small women. Then there's a clip of him on Tim Pool saying this.
Women mature way more quickly than men, dude.
That's
way
just-
more
it's
quickly.
preference.
At
To
the
each their
age
own.
at age 15, women, they're basically women already.
What?
Right? And it's like men hit their prime in their 30s.
35.
Why would
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. Let's just make sure we heard that correctly.
Actual predatory things Jack has done and said. So in one of the articles, he described tying up little girls, which sounds very strange, but you know what? If you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, you can say maybe he's into petite women, small women. Maybe he just said little and girls, but he really means small women. Then there's a clip of him on Tim Pool saying this.
women mature way more quickly than men, dude?
That's
way
just-
more
it's
quickly.
preference.
At
To
the
each their
age
own.
at age 15, women, they're basically women already.
I don't agree with that at all. That's sick.
Right? And it's like men hit their prime in their 30s.
35.
Why wouldn't a man in his prime latch on to a woman in her prime? Why not? That seems the most logical thing possible.
That's what
I'm calling the cops,
Right.
sister. Dude literally just said women hit their prime at 15, men in their 30s, and it's normal for men in their prime to be attracted to women in their prime.
Yeah, no, there's nothing
for you,
normal
girl.
about that. Like, there's nothing normal about that. And what's crazy is, like, a lot of these motherfuckers be saying this shit, man. The shit that's you could tell these motherfuckers are people just like incels that don't have kids. Because if you're a parent, you like, not even if you're a parent, just first of all, as a normal man, your mind doesn't even fathom anything like around that. Like, you don't even approach that. But second of all, if you have a child, a daughter that you raised, then you're familiar with lifespan development psychology without learning about Erickson or Piaget, because you observe it every day. So you know at 15, there's no child that's a damn adult. No kid is. Like, that's fucking crazy, man. And I've heard other dudes like try to justify that shit. Man, no. Anybody that believes anything other than, you know what I mean? Like that's entirely completely wrong. Please never ask me to have a debate on this subject, because there's not going to ever be a way for you to convince me about that, especially being a parent. Like, no way. Dude, like, that's crazy.
Sis, sister, girlfriend.
Miss Girl.
Did I just misgender Jack Murphy?
That's what I'm talking
so
about.
mean.
See, she just
He tried to
misgendered
get my
somebody. That's
friend
how
fired.
complicated the whole gender thing is nowadays. It's that damn complicated. You make a left turn, you done went right.
You, Jack. Because a gay or feminine person of any gender who owns their is unapologetically themselves is an alpha. So the alpha male snake oil salesman thing goes way further than Jack Murphy, though. He is one of many people within this manosphere that I have done a deep dive into recently and kind of observed at a distance, who, in my opinion, take advantage of sometimes very lost men who deserve better advice and who deserve more than empty platitudes and people who don't live the lives they actually claim to live. Jack Murphy teaching you how to be a man would be the same thing as me, like, teaching you how to transition and then it comes out that I'm not actually trans or something. Like, it would be the same thing. But yeah, it's a whole community. There's even an alpha male convention coming up, which I saw the flyer. And I thought it was a meme. I thought it was a joke. I looked at it and I was like, there's no way there's someone named the Bull. And they're really doing a convention teaching men to be alpha men. Like,
Oh shit.
if you have to be taught how to be an alpha, you're not an alpha. Betas follow alphas. You are literally a beta if you are following an alpha. And it's okay to be a beta, but whatever you are in life, you just have to own it.
Right.
I own that I'm a tranny. If you're a softer man, you should just own that you're a softer man. There's literally nothing wrong with it. A lot of these guys have this talking point and claim to be
Look at Kevin
high-value
Samuels.
males, right?
Which again, look at Kitten Heels, right at the top. Man, that's crazy. This is a surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't expect to see this. You know what I'm saying? There goes Tate, Andrew Tate. There goes Spencer, and this looks like it's 21 Savage's 21 Savage's 21 Savage. Why do I keep calling him 21 Savage? 21 Studios video. This is a good video right here. I think I actually did a reaction to that, if I'm not mistaken.
If you have to announce you have high value, you don't. If you have to
Right.
remind people what you are, you just aren't. It's kind of
Right.
like those people
See-
that walk around being like, I'm so real. I'm so real. People can't handle the fact that I'm so real. They be the fakest ones. Moving on to the next set of cringe alpha males on YouTube who are the exact opposite of alpha males. Fresh and fit. These guys are a joke. I mean, granted, they don't have a past of putting in their on camera, but they do all these interviews where they bring on low value women and
Maybe
get a
somebody
kick out of being
discovered it
extremely
yet.
rude and vile and kicking them out, having outbursts at them, which is eerily similar to Jack Murphy. Like, it's something about these men who consistently
having that
like
power.
get off on like screaming at women on camera.
Yeah.
that it's probably
It's having that power. I'm telling you, he went into, like, that's how much of a beta he is. Like, he lost control. Like, Sydney Watson was controlling him at that point. She was in total control of him. Sydney Watson probably, you know what? That's interesting. I might actually have to, that just made me think of something. I might actually have to take back my comment. Maybe she didn't know anything about this. I might actually have to take that back. Because I think that like a woman would have picked up that he was a beta and would have just completely owned his ass, because women do that shit all the time. That's like how relationships, I've seen them. It's insane. But I think she would have picked up on that and got his ass back together real quick. And he might not have fucked around and even walked off the show had she understood the dynamic of what had actually happened. But I don't think it clicked. So if it didn't click, she wasn't aware of that to begin with, so she wouldn't have been able to draw that. But I would have thought that, like, if something like that happened, you'd be able to react to it or respond to it. But you never know what somebody else been through. She might have gone through some abuse or some shit at some point in life. Maybe not. Sometimes that shit can bring, when people start screaming at you like that, it can bring back post-traumatic stress syndrome and shit. But I don't know, man. Like, I might have to go back on that a little bit. I might have to retract on that statement. I've for last couple videos, and just because of like my experience with Cindy Watson and Cindy Watson's content and tweets and different things like that, I thought she might actually, I thought she might know and just be trying to downplay it. But now that Blair White actually brought this up and like I'm talking this scenario through my head, I think there could be a possibility that maybe she didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So I might have to take that one back. Yeah, that's interesting.
born not out of frustration that women are so wrong, but that you're not fucking any women. Myron Gaines from the Fresh and Fit channel, he's one of these guys that goes off on being a high value male and brags about how easily he gets laid. But he was exposed for being on a sugar daddy website, which he's probably more of a Splendid Daddy, just saying. He gives me Splendid Daddy vibes. But if you have to pay to be with women, if you have to pay to have women in your company, you are not an alpha male. Like, you're just not. If you were an alpha, you'd be getting it for free. And it's just that simple. So I've been watching these alpha male YouTube channels for the past few weeks.
That's interesting. I don't think you'd care either way. If you were an alpha male, you could always just get whatever you want. Also, if you were alpha male, if you wanted to just say, you know what, I want to bypass all this inconvenience and only do things transactional, and then you were unapologetic about it, like how you were talking about unapologetic earlier, in that situation, I don't think paying or, sex work or whatever, I don't think that would take you down to being a beta. Because you could just easily go from paying to, okay, well, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Like, you can switch, you're not pushed into one or the other. If you're pushed into paying, in my opinion, now you got a point. But if you're doing everything that you want to at will, and maybe you just so happen to say, you know what, this is what I want right now, I think that would still qualify you as an alpha. If you guys agree with me or disagree, let me know.
Which is very fascinating, by the way. And the main takeaway I've gotten, and a lot of people within this community are actually leaving it because they agree with this, is that it's very toxic and it seems to drum up this bitterness and an adversarial relationship with women rather than promoting a harmonious one, which I think would serve the people who are seeking to learn from these channels so much more. I mean, listen, I'm not here to tell you how to be a man. How the could I do that, right? Kind of something I failed at. But what I am here to tell you is that just be wary, whether it's the manosphere, the health and fitness industry, the self-help community, all these communities, you need to take everything with a grain of salt, especially that you see from people who are making money from it. And you should just be vigilant of that. You shouldn't ever follow anyone. I mean,
I agree.
That's a big
I totally agree. Totally agree. You know what I'm saying? You should never follow anybody and take everything with a grain of salt and compare it against other shit. Like, just never take anything at its word. You know what I'm saying? Always try to do a little bit of follow up. You know what I mean?
Beta trait, and it's fine, but it's also fine to be a beta. But my point is, there should be no one laying out a roadmap for you saying this is how you need to live, this is your life, and this is what you need to do to be happy, because everyone's life is different. Forge your own path. That's the leader thing to do. Don't follow anyone. If you're an alpha, cool. If you're a beta, cool. If you're a sigma, cool. If you're a cuck,
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Maybe chill on that. All right, guys, I love you. Make sure you subscribe to this channel as well as my second channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram because I post on there way more than I do on here. And you have to follow those to keep up with me. Bye, guys.
What she said. Make sure y'all do that for my video. So yeah, man, for the most part, like, this is one of them easy videos, man. For the most part, most of everything that Blair said, I agree with. I think she just about summed it up. If you guys agree with what she said, let me know. If you guys disagree with what she said, let me know. If you guys agree with what I said, let me know. If you disagree with what I said, let me know. All right? And I will catch you all on the next video. Make sure you watch this all the way through to the end and hit the buttons at the end of the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, like 50% of y'all who watch my content aren't, if you're coming back here every day, just hit the button. Or if you're just stubborn, then don't. But hit one of the other buttons. Check out a playlist, or check out the next recommended video, or put your phone down and go do something and just listen, because it'll automatically bring you to another video. All right? Peace.